What harmful things are being taught to children? Not owning up to their mistakes or blaming them on others. What to think instead of how to think. Being wrong is bad. That's why many people don't change their mind when they were given trustable sources. They don't want to be wrong. How to internalize stress and implode as teens and adults. In a nasty divorce, the parents may only talk about each other's bad qualities and the kids may have issues with their parents. Yep, my parents, especially my mom, only ever say, "You're just like your other parent," when it's something negative. Led to some serious self-esteem issues that I am still trying to work through into adulthood. That failure is bad. Failing should not be considered as an obstacle but a step in the learning process. Demonizing the failure and stigma associated with it makes many children lose their interest once they fail. That they shouldn't question an adult. You do not have to play with everyone. There is a total lack of social accountability. If Laura is always cheating at tag, it's okay to not let her play. If little Billy throws sand in the sandbox, little Timmy does not have to play with him. Laura and Billy need to learn how to play appropriately. Children do learn about sex at a young age, it just isn't usually in a productive way. I know I did. My own experience. Questions like this are why I believe in being infinitely clear with my kids. You are going to hear total crap from other kids. If you hear something you don't understand, come talk to me. You can ask me anything and expect a decent answer. And I would give examples of the total crap I had heard as a kid, most of which would result in pregnancy. Son, age 6. Daughter, age 7. Riding home from school. Daughter says, "Tiffany said she had sex with my brother." Which left me a grand total of 3 minutes to gather my wits before we got home. Okay, do you guys know what sex is? Blank looks. Sex is when you take off all of your clothes and rub privates together. You can make babies that way. Looks of shock and disgust. Do you think your brother had sex with Tiffany? No. I think she was using a really bad way of trying to say she likes him, and maybe she watches the wrong TV shows where if people like each other they always have sex. Were my kids really ready for a sex talk? No. Not really. They didn't care. Did we really need to have one about then? Yep. My job as a parent is to be there to put things that come up in context for them, not run around after them deciding what and when they need to know things. Happened to my son in middle school. A kid sucker punched my son. My son then fought back and pinned the kid against the wall. He has long arms, and punched him a few times. The school called me and my wife and told us our son was suspended. We went to the school and they said even though multiple witnesses as well as the kid said he threw the first punch, that the school had a zero-tolerance policy, so our son would be suspended. We asked what the school believed our son should have done and they said he should just walk away. We told them that he would not be receiving any punishment at home and that the policy was fucked up. No is a bad word. It's a strong word but not a bad one. No backtalk. Many adults use it as "you're not allowed to challenge what I have to say." Makes sense if it's a cranky toddler being negative for negativity's sake, but suddenly older children can't question things or raise valid points of their own. Teaching them that it's not okay to fail. Some people need a little more time than others. It's okay to not get something now. Kids should be given more time to process things. Imagine having a poor grade because of a low score from the beginning of the year. How can we show children that it's not pass or fail, it's try and improve? Nobody cares about teens issues. Well, it's only going to get worse from here. You think school is hard? Have you ever paid a fucking bill? You're just a kid, you can't feel this way. It breeds an emotional disconnect from parents and their kids. And makes kids feel alone in their emotional struggles. That nobody cares because they're not adults and they don't have adult problems. Listen earnestly to anything your children want to tell you, no matter what. If you don't listen eagerly to the little stuff when they are little, they won't tell you the big stuff when they are big, because to them all of it has always been big stuff. Catherine Wallace. Kids are starting social media so early these days, and I think that's very dangerous because it puts a lot of pressure on the kid to attribute their worth to their social media success. I also think parents are way too open with their social media when it comes to their kids, and it's totally a violation of the child's privacy, of which some parents will never admit. Probably not harmful, but in kindergarten we were prohibited from playing soccer because it was too dangerous. We were kindergarteners. We probably would stand there and kick the ball, not go full on FIFA or shit. Edit. What the fuck? Thanks for the upvotes, guys. Little girls get told all the time that boys are bullying them because they like them. I personally hate when I hear parents telling their kids white lies to stop them from doing something. If you have a different opinion than someone, you hate them and that's wrong. Bullies are only bullies because they feel insecure about themselves and you should sympathize with them. Fuck that. If someone is being shitty to you, then they don't deserve your sympathy. If you don't fight back, they'll get bored and go away. Problem. No, they don't. If you fight back, they'll respect you and leave you alone. Problem. No, they don't. If you come talk to me, I'll get it sorted out. Problem. No, you won't. You show me respect first because I'm an adult and have authority, then I choose whether I should show you respect no other way. There was a Tumblr image going around a few days ago about this. I don't have the link, but the text is. Sometimes people use respect to mean treating someone like a person, and sometimes they use respect to mean treating someone like an authority. And sometimes people who are used to being treated like an authority say, if you won't respect me, I won't respect you, and they mean if you won't treat me like an authority, I won't treat you like a person. And they think they're being fair, but they aren't, and it's not okay. Making children hug or kiss someone, usually a relative, that they are uncomfortable with is not good. The child may just be grumpy and or not wanting to show affection, or their warning bell sensors could be going off and they do not know how to communicate that. Plus, forcing them to hug, kiss sends mixed messages about personal, physical boundaries and affection itself. That complaining is the same as not being grateful. Can't count the number of times growing up when adults basically told me to shut up whenever I was complaining about something and that I should be grateful that I was born where I was. Like, sure, I'm glad I wasn't born into some starving African family, but that doesn't mean everything is perfect over here and that we shouldn't try to improve things here as well. I would say what's harmful is what's not being taught. She's younger than you, just let it go. Can't you be more compassionate? You're the older one here in this situation, she's a little child. She doesn't know any better. Absolutely hate this information that was drilled into me since I was a kid. Edit. I think children under the age of 3 are an exception to this though. I was referring to the 5 to 12-year-olds who could get away with stuff because they were younger. I think what we're not taught is more harmful. For example, the fact that we never learn, at least in my country, how to fact-check things. Good will win, evil will be punished. There is no karma. Some people will do all sorts of shitty stuff, and be successful and happy. Other people will do good, and will end up with cancer. Political views, at ages that children are really too young to understand them. They just spout off their parents' thoughts. Teaching kids not to question things just because someone is older, or allegedly wiser, is one of the most frustrating things that I see on a daily basis. How is a child supposed to ever develop any individual and nuanced ideas if they can't think for themselves? Bad ideas about sex from porn. Actually it is. I used to think that was a made-up joke sex position, but then I matched with your mom on Tinder.